interview with Al Gore, a Republican congressman against the Iraq occupation, torture and death in Iraq, and is Kobe Bryant leaving the Lakers? Hi, I'm Laura, and you're watching News Review on WeShow TV. Al Gore is concerned with more than just the environment. In an interview with Diane Sawyer, he talks about President Bush and possibly running for the White House.
I'm not a candidate, and this book is not a political book. It's not a candidate book at all. It's about the fact that there are cracks in the foundation of American democracy that have to be fixed. You know, I've been working on this climate crisis for so long, and that has led me to ask why it is that in our great democracy we have not yet reacted to the overwhelming evidence that we should respond to the climate crisis, just as we did not react to the overwhelming evidence that it was a mistake to invade Iraq.
He's a Republican congressman against the Iraq occupation. Watch the CNN interview to learn more about Ron Paul's opinions on the Bush administration and the upcoming national election.
And so therefore the decisions I made are all aimed at getting us to a different position, and the timing of which will be decided by the commanders on the ground, not politicians here in Washington.
Politicians in Washington. I think he's referring to you, Congressman.
Well, there's a little bit of truth to that. There was one appropriation bill I voted against which micromanaged the war, and that was one of my reasons for voting against it. He is commander of the troops. But we have a lot to say about the policy, and we have everything to say about the funding. So Congress is still very, very important. And unfortunately, I think one of the reasons why we're in this mess is because we didn't follow the Constitution and have an up and down vote on declaration of war.
Iraq, this time an issue far from the battlefields. Our next video shows the tragic story of an Iraqi woman sentenced to her death after confessing her involvement with the murder of her relatives.
The warden initially tells Summit to hide her face before talking to us. She was sentenced to death by hanging for being an accessory to the murder of 3 members of her uncle's family. She swears she's innocent, terrified of being executed.
Give me life in prison. Even 20 years, I don't care. Anything but this.
Los Angeles Lakers guard Kobe Bryant demands an immediate trade from the Lakers. Know why in this interview on ESPN.
Do you want to be traded because you believe that they're not going to be able to build a contender in the very near future, or do you want to be traded because you feel like you've been lied to?
It's both. It's both, and it's all just come to a head.
I'm going to ask you one last time. Is there anything the Los Angeles Lakers can do to get you to remain with the organization?
No, bro.
Time to say goodbye. See you next week on WeShow TV News Review.